Good morning. Happy Monday. So, today is National Simplicity Day. It got me thinking, what does that mean? Um, and for me, it kind of resonated because it really is a lot of things that I'm trying to do in my world, right? I recently moved. I have been really intrigued and have changed a lot of things, knowing and understanding like a minimalist lifestyle and just when you can reduce things and quality over quantity, you have more time. And to me, I think that's a huge piece is to have more time. So how do you simplify your, your day, your week, your month? Declutter would be one, right? You know, it's great to have clear space around you and a call at the moment. It's less things to trip over. I'll call you back, Al. Um, and I think decluttering your phone, decluttering your mind, decluttering your home, decluttering your space is super crazy important. How else can you simplify your life? Say no to things, right? If you can say no to things that you really don't want to do, and maybe you can find another way to actually get them done without you having to do them, right? So if you just kind of realize you don't have to do things throughout the day, maybe all day, that you just don't want to do, change it, make a change. Unplug from your computer, your phone, social media, just a little bit. On Sundays, I is the only day that I don't necessarily come on and do a video, and that's my goal for the month. Um, but that's because on Sundays I like to kind of unplug. I touch base with my friends and my clients, um, but I don't really try to get on social media all that much. I just put my phone down and I try to be where I am a little bit more. Um, and Sunday, I like to take some time to kind of just use that time to learn a little bit more, hang out with my family, a little bit more. Um, and it's so important. Along with all that, I think to simplify your life is to be mindful of what you consume, meaning it's the food we eat, right? We are what we eat. So if you eat crap, you're going to feel like crap. And if you are mindful of the food, and we know that these are all ingredients that I have in my house, or I can make that, and I can save myself the salts and the preservatives and chemicals maybe that's in that food, and keep it simple, right? I mean, nobody says you have to be plant-based, but what's wrong with adding some plant-based recipes into your day or your week or to your kids' week, So mindful consumption could be food, it could be fasting, right? In my opinion, if you're mindful, you're timed eating, and you eat within a 16-hour or 18-hour or more time, you're eating in an 8 or a 6-hour window or less. That's what I meant. Your body goes into ketosis. You're leaning up. You're healing your body. There's so many reasons why there's to fast. It's not necessarily just for food or to lose weight. And also how we consume buying things, right? I mean, the more I'm reading and understanding, it's like that dopamine kick that, we get when we go and buy something. And making this move here, I have to say, it was like, ooh, there's a package on the step again. Ooh, and you really just start getting into it. Yes, I needed things for the home and I needed all that, but I was also very aware that, that's how people get into, oh, I want this, I want that, I want this. I'm more of the let me see how I can reuse something, recycle. I love my thrift store because I love a great deal and I love to find some unique stuff. And for me, most of my clothing that I find comes from there because I go there first. My gym wear, stuff like that, I have a few favorites, but I found one of my favorites from the thrift store because I was like, those yoga pants are freaking awesome. And they had these skulls and just watercolor and design. And I checked the label and it was like, I don't remember, evolution and creation. It was um, some type of uh, company that I would have loved to run into, that I ran into at the thrift store. And now I buy, the ones on sale or the ones that I really like right off of there. But I wanted to just kind of mention some ways to simplify your world if you are looking to do that. And I also, one of the things that I like to do on Mondays is go back to my own goals. I ask my friends and clients, I ask you, I ask myself to think about, well, this week, what is it I'm going to actually try to get do better for myself? Because if you don't have a goal, it's a dream, right? I do have people and clients who say, well, I want to, get better at, and you need an action, you need a how to. So having a goal and having a how to is important. And I just want to show you or tell you mine to keep me accountable. I already sent this to all my clients. And why do I draw it like a 5-year-old? Because when you draw it, and write it and think about it, you do it more. And it's easier for you to get that new habit under, what part of your life, right? And isn't that what it is? It's not, if you think you diet, then you stop and start something and nothing, it doesn't change for the rest of your life. And so writing your goals and all that is, in my opinion, important. So 100% plant-based because for me, the last week or two, I've allowed myself, and I am plant-based for health, and I see when I kind of don't stick to my own routine of it that my body hurts and is inflamed and my eyes are swollen, and so staying away from certain foods for sure has made me realize that, and that's mostly meat products, and milk makes me swollen. And so staying 100% plant-based is just great for my health. And fasting each day, like I mentioned, I still do it, either 16/8, 18/6. I've added a 24-hour fast once a week. And the reason why I did that is because of the research that I did on chronic pain and healing your body. So I said, you know what, I'm going to just do it once a week and see if it makes a difference. And I feel like I reset the next day. I have less pain in my shoulder and my back, and you know, it's part of my new routine. Tightening up my morning routine is another one here. And because I wake up super early for myself to give myself that time to read 15 minutes and stretch and take a little time for myself before I jump on and train anyone. My mornings start at like 5 a.m. many days, so or 4 a.m. depending on meetings and all that. So waking up at 3 or 4 in the morning for me gives me that before 5, that early morning time to get stuff done and work on me. And, we don't make that time for ourselves. We usually jump out of bed and you're running kids or doing this or doing that, getting to work. And what if you made a little time for yourself? It's huge. I haven't done it yet. I haven't. But I wanted to set a 10-minute like routine for myself um, for a booty workout, because that to me is just one area on me, and many of my clients ask for it. So it gives me a chance to learn more and work towards that. Coconut and baking soda for a face scrub. When I'm consistent with it, my face feels not dry. It's like clearer, and um, I know there's like really good results from it from what I see. So I want to try to make it more consistent. Reading 15 minutes each day, because if I don't continue to learn, then I can't teach, in my opinion. Then I don't have, it just doesn't make sense in my head. And more water. I drink coffee. I drink black coffee, and I do have my water with lemon here, and I'm fasting till at least 1 o'clock today. So my black coffee and my water are my go-tos, but I always tend to go for my coffee. So I'm going to try to drink more tea, just even throw in a lemon, and I have peppermint um, growing. I could just grab a few leaves, put that in, and just kind of make myself my own little tea and drink more water, or drink more water like this or seltzer water, but it's important. And the last one for me comes directly out of my Grant Cardone. He is a amazing success entrepreneur. I don't know. He's a whole load of different things. He's written a book called 10X Rule. I follow him, and being omnipresent and being 10X means taking it to like the next level. So in my head, the way I see it is that 1% better, make it bigger, and so that to me is what I see other people have done and do. And so that's my reminder to be on here every day. I have people who reach out to me, and ask me about just the beginnings of questions like, well, where do you get protein? Well, I eat vegetables all day, I eat nuts all day, I eat beans all day, and I eat more protein than most people who think they eat protein. And so it's simple because it's eating from the earth, and it's, all that. That takes me to one more thing, and then I stop mumbling on. Um, I got these really cool beets from Misfit Markets this week, and I really never was a beet lover, but it's so simple. They taste, I do love them now. And they had like a golden beet, which is the lighter color here, of course, when the red mixes in, and the regular beet and all that. And then I just simply roasted the beet in its skin, right? I cut the greens off of it. You can take those greens and add it to a salad or saute them or even put them back in here. And then I roast it until I can put a fork in it. I slice them. Then I use simple, the only ingredient in here is grape vinegar. It took me a second. Um, I either use real fresh garlic, or I use the garlic salt, and then salt and pepper. That, and I mix it up, and I leave it in the fridge, and I add it over salads. I think I'm gonna add chickpeas to it, and quinoa, and just kind of see if I can grow it into a better, bigger salad type of thing. But to me, like, if I didn't get the Misfit Market, if I didn't try something different with the vegetable, I don't think I'd go down this path of being plant-based. But health-wise, I, you know, when I don't eat that way, my body reminds me why I should. And down to night sweats. I used to have night sweats when I was eating meat, right? And I thought it was hormones and this, that. And I went to the doctor, and then she was like, no, I don't think it's that, I don't think it's quite that yet. And so I was like, well, what is it, And within a week or two of that appointment and coming across plant-based and realizing this is what I wanted to do, a week later, I had no more night sweats. It cut down drastically. And, you know, to me, when your body tells you that, again, you're like, wow, it really is amazing how, what we eat, how much it does affect our body. When you eat that way, you see it that much. And it just takes 1%. It's just little bits, making changes, pushing off breakfast, even that, just trying to close in a window for fasting, or you're at a restaurant, maybe that plant-based salad with whatever looks good. Why don't you try something different? One less meat meal, and if you have a book sitting there on a shelf and you haven't read it yet, maybe it's time to pick it up, because it'll give you some information that'll make you have a better day. And so I started picking up books more often within the last few years, listening to books all the time. Like, my ears were always still filled with books, but sitting there reading a book has been my new challenge, and I'm enjoying it. So, I will be on tomorrow. Tomorrow's Tuesday Tips, so I won't be rambling on goals, and it'll be, I don't even know. I hope that you have a great day, and I will chat with you tomorrow. Bye.